I think it's really nice that someone like Hayden Hurst is coming out and being like, look, you're not alone. I'm a big, tough football player, and look at me. Like, I went through it too. Like, anybody can go through it. Doesn't matter how, like, if you're an athlete, if you're a man.
Let's go.
All right. That is a little clip of Ash, who is one of the original co-hosts, and hopefully will come back and, hop on with us a few times during the winter break.
Absolutely.
So by all means, hopefully we'll see her on the show during the winter break, and, that'll be fun. So the cause that I'm spotlighting is Aaron Donald's 8099 Solutions. One, I always like spotlighting these big guys, especially these big, huge dudes that are on defense. And the fact that they're not just brawny, okay? They go out there, they have big, gooey hearts, okay? I don't know about you, but I've been around sports guys like my whole life, and they're usually like the nicest teddy bears, even though they look scary. Oftentimes, they're just gooey in the center. It's true. So
love it.
Yeah, so I don't know if everybody knows, but Aaron Donald is a Pittsburgh native. He is from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And, he talks about the fact that he grew up in the hood in Pittsburgh, right? And he says often how sports helped him elevate and do something better with his life, and so that's why he created 8099 Solutions. The mission of AD99 Solutions, which, the AD stands for Aaron Donald, just in case. And 99, obviously, right, his jersey. Anywho. Is to change the trajectory of Pittsburgh's most vulnerable youth by providing necessary resources in a free, safe environment where they can be empowered to excel academically, socially, and athletically. So for him, it wasn't just about the athletics. He also wanted to make sure they had somewhere safe to get better in their academics, but also socially and emotionally. So again, Aaron, growing up in Pittsburgh in the Leamington, Belmar neighborhood, Aaron saw firsthand the positive impact of athletics that had on him and his peers. Also recognizing the importance and accessibility of a quality education, good nutrition, and community involvement, Aaron sought to launch this organization that helps prepare the underprivileged youth for lifelong success. And then I always like organizations like this that don't just give something away. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that provides education and the tools so that they can continue to self-grow and empower, right? And so it's always important to kind of remember that. One of the programs that 8099 Solutions has, it's called Prep Forward. It's a preparatory training program offered to select underprivileged students between the ages of 13 and 18 throughout the Allegheny County. The curriculum bridges the gap between traditional education and the real world. The aim is to holistically prepare students and their families for the rigors of higher education, the demands of an evolving job market, and the complexity of a changing world. Now, a lot of his program does target predominantly African-American children because, again, the math is there. If they don't have access to quality education, they're not going to have the success that so many other people see that are not Black, right? And so he does want to make sure that African-American youth also know that there's somewhere to go that's safe. And so he does provide mentorship opportunities. So it's not just about within his Prep Forward, they have consistent mentoring. So mentorship opportunities are provided to students with professional members of the community. Students have a designated program coordinator that finds mentors for them so that the students have regular access to a mentor that continues to just provide them that extra, leg up. And Aaron Donald is almost always there. So they actually do have access to Aaron Donald as an example of how you could be successful in your life. The second part is academic support. The staff regularly monitors students' grades, their school attendance, and their infractions. And so they have weekly one-on-one tutoring for students, and the staff provides workshops to students covering organization skills, study skills, and time management.
Wow.
So it's not just about helping them with their grade, but teaching them those skills. How do you stay organized? How do
Yes.
you improve your study habits? How do you manage your time? Right? Because there's a
Yes.
lot going on. And I do like that they don't just pay attention to the grades. As a teacher, I appreciate that they're also looking at their attendance. Because if you're not coming to school,
Yes.
you're not going to get an education, right? That means
Yes.
you're missing out on something important. So if you're not in
Absolutely.
school, right? And I do like that he's looking at infractions to kind of turn them around, right? Like there's
Yes.
better ways to deal with stuff. So I do like that
Absolutely.
that is multifaceted. He also provides life skills. So the curriculum teaches communication, problem solving, right? Through games, through trivia, through competitions, through literature, through reading. So they want to make sure that they're also getting life skills, that they know how to communicate, problem solving, right?
Yes.
And so, yeah, so the executive director, Akita Donald, who's in charge of this part, she has a master's in therapy, right, with children. She is a clinician. So he's hired a lot of these knowledgeable people to kind of help develop this organization. So it's not just like just random people, it's experts in this field, right? The second part is community engagement. So while Prep 4 can only admit like so many students at the same time, the community engagement is out there and has a farther reach. The goals of community engagement are twofold: to contribute to underprivileged youth holistic development, helping them become well-adjusted contributors to society, and to support the community through education, advocacy, and resource allocation by partnering with national companies, local businesses, schools, organizations with similar interests in empowering youth. So then they go out there again, right, and provide that additional kind of step. Um, so three things that they do is one of those under the community engagement is Fuel for Success. So Fuel for Success is a healthy snacking initiative that he launched in 2020, where he's teaching children and young adults how to eat healthy, right? So they provide like healthy snacks during the summer through collaboration with Ready Nutrition, an all-natural sports nutrition product line. Two student athletes also. So then he also makes sure that student athletes in a bunch of different Pittsburgh schools are provided with nutritional product and taught how to not just be in sports, but how to take care of your body, right? What to eat to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. The second part was that when he established this was in 2020. So he created the community defense, which had to do with COVID response, right? So he partnered with the Omega Psi Phi fraternity. And Blackbird Corporation to distribute thousands of masks, gloves to some of Pittsburgh's most vulnerable communities. In addition, he organized and donated funds to purchase meals for homebound elders and allocated funds to Woodland Hills High Schools to purchase computers for these needy students that needed access, right? Remember, they sent all these kids home, but how are you going to get on school if you don't have a device? Right. So community defense continues to evolve. Um, he also has the Mental Flex Forum. Flex Forum is free virtual education series that he provides to student athletes nationwide with subject matter experts on various topics. They do weekly 1 hour sessions that offer students practical and engaging information regarding financial literacy, leadership development, mental health, right, that we talked about, physical health, and then on top of that, like fitness. And then finally, they have their youth football skills camp, which a lot of the kids love. So every year, he organizes a skills football camp for kids between the ages of 6 and 18. It's a day-long session led by Aaron Donald and his training staff that he calls the 2-10 speed and agility. So the kids get to go out there and have a fun day of just playing football with Aaron Donald and all these other guys that they kind of have out there. And so that's Aaron Donald out there helping society and doing what he can for Pittsburgh youths and giving back.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
And then before we talk about it, we always like to give little clips. And then we come back, we can kind of talk about what you guys think about his organization and what he's doing to give back to Pittsburgh, where he grew up.
That's what I tell people. It's not just about football. It's really not. It's so much. It encompasses so much more. so much more comes from it. Discipline, time manage. I mean, anything that's essential um, to being successful, you can find in organized sports.
Within the last hour, we're talking about a drop in violent crime in the city. They say that in 2018, there was a decrease in homicides and non-fatal shootings in the city of Pittsburgh. Officials say that several things have contributed to the drop in violent crimes, including community outreach efforts.
You did a hell of a job. Put your mouthpiece back in your mouth. Let me tell you what you did that I like the best. All right. So we running a bootleg or play action pass, and you got to kick the end out, right? And you met the end as soon as he came in. Now, the end, he's going to give you a move after you block him, right? He's going to either swim you, hook you, spin you, or try to get around. Lloyd tried to get around you because he realized you beat him off the ball.
That just makes it like I'm working on with Aaron Donald NFL players. Like it makes it like, dang, it's really like right there in my face. Like I'm really right next to Aaron Donald, the best player in the NFL, and I just see myself like being there. I look at it like this. I come into Pitt because I want to put Pittsburgh on my back. I just want to represent the city. Like I'm from here. Everybody know me. I'm gonna be walking around, seeing teachers, seeing friends, and everybody's gonna be here to support me. It's just gonna be fun, just playing for your city. Like it's just different. It's just a whole different type of thing when you just playing for everybody. You know, everybody in Pittsburgh, everybody know you, and it's like everybody got you, and you got them, and that's what it just means a lot.
All right, ladies, what do you think?
I love that. Oh.
I do like that he makes himself accessible. I gotta say, because I don't. I feel like sometimes, and it's not knocking. I'm not knocking any of the other organizations, but I do feel like it's you don't often see a lot of players there consistently, and so I do feel that the fact that he makes sure that the kids see him as often as possible, like that they have access, like he said, like I can actually talk to Aaron Donald and ask him questions, right?
Absolutely.
And obviously we see this kid is super athletic and wants to, build that leadership thing. So I think it's great.
Oh, I mean, even with the kids are our future, they're going to be carrying on after us. And
Absolutely.
just to put, so much investment into, these souls and letting them be free to get athletic or organized and just taking the anxiety and stress of some of the, things that kids shouldn't have to be burdened with, off just to, it's beautiful. I and
Absolutely.
the part where he said about, the crime and like a little bit going down, it does have a ripple effect, and I just love it.
Absolutely. I think the same thing. I'm sitting there in awe because you got somebody. I mean, we're talking about Aaron Donald, one of the best to ever do it. I mean, and not counting it robbery, even though you're so high up, to go and reach out to the community, because that's really what it's always about. And I think that with him and his stature, it shows that not all people, get so high and mighty, get big-headed, and forget about where they came from.
Mm-hmm.
Some people genuinely care about the community and want to see people do better and
Absolutely.
want to give back. Somebody must have done that for Aaron Donald. So I feel like he's doing the same thing, reaching back, being a vital piece. Like the boy said, he's can hit him up anytime. That's an honor to be able to hit up Aaron Donald.
Right?
And him choosing to go to Pitt and stay there, for the hometown. And it's a beautiful story. And I feel like more, like Delano said, more people should do this. Like more mega stars. I know we know
Cam Newton he used to do this a lot as well. Go to different communities and go and coach kids. I just think that more players should do this. They should go to different communities and should tell the kids, I made it and I did this. Time management is so important. You know, learning how to balance your schooling. Learning how to balance your schooling, and because you have to realize that football isn't forever. It may not be forever. Education is going to be there, and you're going to have to complete it either way. So I feel like it's so important. Such an important message. I love this AD 99.
Yeah, I love it too. And I'm gonna throw it out there. I do like to see more Black men be mentors to Black boys because they need it. So I do think that's important. He's a positive role model. He's showing them that it can be done. Absolutely. And I do appreciate that it's a well-rounded. Like I don't think a lot of kids, you have to teach them time management. You have to teach adults time management. It's not easy. Because we are busy. So those are skills you actually have to teach your kids, guys. I'm sorry. It's out there because
definitely.
Like, you have to teach children time management because they're busy. If you're a student, important. If you're a student athlete, you still gotta do your studying, right? Yes. So how do you balance being a student athlete, right? You got to go to practice. You got to go to games, but you still got to do your homework. You still got to study. And you also want to have fun outside of that, right? Then your social life, right? And so, kudos. What do you think, Kate?
I love this. And I love that he's giving back because, it's not always about yourself as an athlete. It's about those people that paved the pathway for you. So people in that community, like his coaches, his teachers, his mom, his people in his life have paved that path for him. And if you're able to give back to those that gave to you, you should.
Absolutely.
And when you have the financial resources like he does, and it's pretty impressive to know that that's something he wants to do with those resources. Because some people would be like, it's all about me. It's all about my money. It's all about, going out and spending it and showing off and everything else. So I give him a lot of props for going back to Pittsburgh and doing that, because some people, there's a country song, always stay humble and kind. Yeah. And I love it when these big athletes can humble themselves and in a way that they're relatable to everybody. So he's made himself relatable to all of those kids that he's mentoring, and he's made himself relatable in the fact that he's like, I've been there, I've struggled, I've not always had everything, so I'm going to give back a little bit of what I can.
Absolutely.
I have the means to do it. And I think more people need to do those things. And I love it. And I love that, kind of like when I covered Tyrann Matthews Foundation, he goes back and does similar things. And to be seen and to let those kids hug him and touch him and feel him and know that he is just a real person.
Something about it. Yep.
There's something about that it's tangible, because then they can say, he's willing to do this for me, so I'm going to really work hard to be a better human being.
Absolutely. Because then when they get big, they'll return it. They'll do it too.
Because they're going to pay it forward to the kids behind them.
Yes.
And it's a total pay it forward system. Some of those young men might become the next Aaron Donald because of Aaron Donald.
Yes.
And isn't that cool to think that he is putting his imprint in those kids' lives? Mm-hmm. Because more of these athletes need to put their imprints into people's lives, because these kids look up to them. They want to be like them. And there's no better example than by giving back.
Yes, absolutely.
Always give back, because Pittsburgh gave to him. So he's giving back. I just love it. I just love when athletes are willing to do this thing do this because not enough of them do it. And so I really do appreciate the ones that do. And I really appreciate that, like, how cool is it that kid has Aaron Donald's phone number in his phone?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Many of us
That's amazing.
would love to have our favorite athlete's phone number in our phones to call or to reach out to or to
Oh, that's funny.
seek advice from, seek life skills from, and to know that he's doing that. I mean, I've never until learning more about this with the cause for the cleats for the cause.
Mm-hmm.
Shared his video. I wasn't always a huge Donald fan, and now because I used to think, oh, you're just this mean bully on the football field, and I can't stand you. But now it's made me like soften my heart to him and like him.
Absolutely.
Well, it's because of Nicole that I wanted to cover Aaron Donald's because I was like, oh, those are the cleats he's wearing. All right, cool. Then I'm gonna cover that.
Yeah.
So we could learn some more.
I love it.
It's like a little ripple.
I love you, Tom Brady.
I do not want Tom Brady's number right now because I would chew him a new one right now. So
that's so funny.
So it's probably good that I don't have Tom Brady's phone number.
All right. So
thanks for watching. If you like that clip, be sure to check out the other great content from the Let's Talk Football community. And as always, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when more great content like this becomes available.